I'm really glad that you decided to do this project with me.
Okay.
It's 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 brought us closer in terms of like getting to know each other's how each other's brain works on some of these, especially
Mm,
these random issues that come up, right? These random
mhm.
topics or articles or news things,
Yeah.
and we get to explore that specifically between you and me. You know
Mm,
what I mean? Outside of the audience, not even listening in, right?
mm,
Um, and it's given us a chance to build our brotherhood in a new phase, in a new way. We've had several different phases. You know,
mm,
I remember distinctly thinking about you, and at some point, I didn't explore it too much, but
mm.
I was like, I heard you say something about something at one point, and I'm like, dang, he has a whole other life like that he's built.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That he's
Mhm.
experienced and lived
I
through.
think I actually remember that conversation. I think I remember exactly what conversation you're talking about. Yeah.
And it's sort of fascinating,
Mm,
you know, have seeing you come to your own identity and come into your own thoughts and conclusions. And so we now have a space where it's like we've both been out in the wilderness and
yeah.
we're now coming together giving a report. What did you see? What did you see? You know what I mean?
That's a very good illustration. Yeah.
Um,
That's right. I think that's accurate.
yeah. You've
I think that's
encountered
accurate.
some things
Yeah,
on that
I have.
journey
I absolutely have.
that are similar to things
Mm,
that I've encountered. Like, oh, that's I've encountered this similar thing in my
mm,
journey.
mm,
How did you tackle it? Oh, how did you tackle it? Or
mm,
my interaction went this way with that. You're like, but see, my interaction went this way. What was behind that? Why did it go that? You know what I mean? And
mm.
like we dissect that and find out like, but like, and we get a chance to like brief each other. You know how you
Yeah.
give an after action brief.
Yes.
Um, and we've done this thing for officially 10 episodes now. You know, not counting the pre stuff. We've done this for 10 weeks as an exercise.
Mm,
I think it's um elevated our relationship. I'm glad it happened. There's some times on here we've been vulnerable, um, and it's all for the good. If nothing else comes from this, if nothing else comes from this, I'm glad we've had this experience. If this shit fucking goes down like the Hindenburg, you know, like
yeah.
y'all niggas don't never get no more than 50 views. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Or some shit like that, and like
mm,
we end up like you know, we putting too much energy into this, so you know, we're investing too much into like some of the stuff, and we're not doing no numbers. It's not.
mm,
We're like screaming out into the void.
mm,
Um, I'm gonna say that it's not been a void.
mm.
I've been on the receiving end, and I hope we have too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's dope. And I appreciate that. I I was actually talking to one of my good friends about this particular this project. I always call it a project. And I told him I told him I was like, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I ain't gonna lie. Like my brother and I, we be kicking it. These are the same conversations that we have regularly. Like when I'm over his crib. I
Mhm.
mean, it's nothing new. It's some of the same things we always talk about. Um, but I was telling her, I was like, it's dope. It's actually a dope project because at the very least, this is it's footage. It's footage that could be in some kind of repository for however long,
Yeah,
forever. Right?
even if
It's
it's our family
yeah,
plays it in our funeral.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? It's like
Right,
you hear the
right.
person's voice, you hear their freaking
Mhm.
interaction.
Yeah.
Like, why
So
not? You know, these people
mm,
thoughts. Like, I want people to tell the truth about me when I die.
mm,
You know what I mean?
facts.
I don't want my damn funeral to be at no goddamn church. Not me. You
We
know what I
know
mean?
that.
I don't want nobody praying at my shit. I know
We know
gospel hymns and
that.
all that kind of stuff.
We know
Y'all can pray
that.
y'all want to. Y'all can
Mm,
do y'all own, but it ain't gonna be the theme of my shit.
mhm.
You know what I mean? I ain't fully planned out my funeral yet, but you know, I already got a
Yeah, sure.
playlist.
Sure, sure.
But I already
Sure, you
got
have
a
a playlist,
playlist.
right?
No, I have a playlist.
I believe it.
I've started a playlist, you
I
know,
believe it.
that I want to be played. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And so um this is it. This is recorded for all time.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
ain't no lies. You press the play button, like, that's who that nigga was.
Mm,
You know what I mean? It's on record.
yeah.
So I don't want nobody lying about me when I die. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I don't want nobody lying about me on the internet now while I'm alive. We're lying about
Mm,
me when they talk about me. Like, no, like I'm on record
mhm.
of how I believe about them. And granted, I'll say this. Okay, it's 2023. How I'm feeling now is generally how I feel now. Maybe I'll evolve into something else.
Mm,
Maybe I'll regress somewhere, some in another spot. But as of right
mm.
now, this is it. This is where I'm at.
Facts.
These are real opinions. These are
Mm,
real emotions.
yeah.
These are real moments. And
Mm,
I think we get the best out of it when we have um granted, I hope we still like think to put out some game, you
yeah.
know,
Sure.
but
Sure.
the moments that probably like translate the most for me with all this concept is when we both forget that it's we're recording.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Especially some of
yeah.
these moments where like this isn't part of the show. Let's just talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we've gotten some gems out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
You
Those are
know?
the best conversations. The organic ones are the best conversations.
Yeah.
And
So
those are the ones that I think that.
Darwin.
What are you doing here?
It's challenge day.
Yo, 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 welcome back, challengers. This is season 1, episode 10 of Challenge Day.
What's going
I'm
on?
your boy Jeff. It's Jeff, not Jeffrey, and I got the big bro with me, that dude, Darwin. All right. So we back. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Check us out. You know, we have quite a few different social handles. At the social handle itself is at Another Challenge Day. So check us out on all the hot joints that y'all like to be on. Y'all know the ones y'all like to be on. But anyways, let's get into the show. So bro, what you got? You got any throwbacks or anything that you want to speak on?
Yeah, man. It's not really a throwback, but it's a side note. Kind of a throwback because we talked about him
Mm,
glowingly, even
mm.
probably. We didn't talk about him that much, but
Y'all had to know this was coming.
damn.
Y'all had to know this was coming.
Can we not have any heroes? Not one.
Yo.
This is less. I mean, I've learned this lesson. I know I
Mhm.
learned this lesson. And this
Mhm.
somehow I still keep slipping into it, man. Jonathan
Yeah.
Majors, my dude, please
Yeah.
say it ain't so.
Your boy, man. Your
Say
boy.
it ain't so. Bro, how you
boy.
gonna be in interviews and shit talking about fragile masculinity and being like showing love and how to express language and words and feelings and stuff, and you're talking about the vulnerability of the black man, and for me to wake up to a headline
Kind of crazy, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
that
Yo.
this nigga
Mm.
this nigga put his hands on a woman apparently, right?
Mm.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly struck her and was choking her out. It's kind of reminiscent of some Chris Brown shit. Wasn't he like choking Rihanna?
Yeah.
And he had the thing on her neck and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's not a good look. I'm really hoping. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say hoping because it's like you can't be caping for fucking celebrities and these fucking people that are just like they just have a different grind. They're working. They just like me and you. They bleed just like me and you. They put their legs one leg at a time, and they got issues
Mhm.
like me and you. So I'm not gonna say hoping because I'm still gonna like really take this renewed perspective of bro. You don't know what these people got going on. You can't. There are no fucking heroes. Take the everyday heroes in your life. You know what I mean? Elevate them a little bit more. The teachers, the nurses, that family member, that church
Those are the
member
heroes,
of yours
yeah.
that like helped you out in that situation.
Absolutely.
Versus these fucking people that are living up to some symbolism that we've created for them.
Real
and
heroes
that
ain't
they
really
end up
got.
feeling like they have to live up to.
Yeah, the real heroes definitely. A lot of them don't have faces. A lot of them don't have faces, bro. Like the real people who are in the community, people who have helped your family, people who friends that you have. You might even have heroes in your peer group that you don't regard them as heroes because they're in your peer group, but they may have been like probably like a best friend of yours who's always
Yep.
been there for you, who's always supported you, who's
Yeah.
always helped you, and you know what I'm saying? Like there are people, man.
There might
Like
have been some
heroes.
pivotal moments where
Yeah,
you needed $150
yeah,
specifically.
for real.
And like that could have been that fork in the road for that person. Like I
Yeah,
and can't nobody give you that specific amount. Ain't nobody got
yeah,
that kind of bread to just give away like that. And like
yeah.
this person got and then you paid it back and everything, but like
Mhm.
that moment you really needed them. They were there for they
Yeah,
saved the day for you. It could have
yeah,
happened. You know what I mean?
yeah. Your parents, people,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like you said, people in your family, like, yeah, man, it's man, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like when I heard this news, I'm gonna just keep it a bean. I wasn't surprised.
You wasn't
I
surprised. You know what?
I
This is
I
wild that you say
wasn't. I
that.
wasn't
It's
because it's happened so many times, bro. Like
okay.
to me, I was like, and it's not like I was thinking about it in a way where I was like, oh, it was a matter of time. Like I'm not trying to imply that at all. Like
So
that's not the
yeah,
message.
because somebody
Yeah,
could hear this and say,
yeah.
"Oh, so you saying any
That he
black
was
man is destined to fail?"
right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
yeah, exactly. And so that's why I wanted to make that clear. It's like I'm not implying that at all.
Okay.
Because if there's a group that I definitely stand up and advocate for, it's definitely black men for sure. But it's like because we've seen it so many times, and
Specifically with the
also because
celebrities.
specifically with celebrities, yeah, number one,
Yeah.
specifically with celebrities, and also because like humans are fallible. Like there are
Mm-hmm.
times where like, and especially like just this whole how men and women relate with each other in today's society. Um, it's I mean, you go to different spaces, you know how toxic it is, right? It's extremely toxic. Um, I just sometimes I think that and with men, a lot of times if we're responding to something, I think most men respond to something, whatever it might be, in the most physical way, over the top, just doing too much, right? Obviously, this guy was doing too much. So
Well,
it made me want to.
allegedly,
It made.
allegedly.
I don't know what because I don't know what caused that to happen, right? I mean, we only know that he was just this
But you
guy who
don't
was
know.
just doing
But
too much.
I'm talking about even the thing that happened. We don't know
Yeah,
if that thing happened.
that too. Yeah, that too.
So that's why I
That
keep
too.
saying allegedly.
Oh yeah, sure,
Like, we don't
allegedly,
need
yeah.
those kind of problems right now at this
Yeah.
early stage in
So
season one.
okay, so let's
Okay.
okay, so let's make it clear. Like we're making it in
A
an
person
inference
that
for
could be in a similar
that could
scenario,
exactly
how they could come to the place where they react the way that
right.
is
Yes,
negatively, physical.
yes. Yeah.
Let me check with the
So
lawyers. Bro.
that is,
We
you
come
know,
on.
I,
Hold on,
I
wait.
didn't.
Oh, wait.
Oh my
So,
god!
yeah, we're good now. So I didn't mention his name, right? So this could be anybody, right?
I didn't
Okay.
think.
All right.
I didn't think. I didn't
Nothing
think I
to do
need.
with Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with him at all. Yeah, anything that's being expressed here has nothing to do with him specifically as a person, not Jonathan Major.
Right.
We're talking about a person who
Any random
could
person.
have experienced the same type of
Right.
situation and
Uh-huh.
a possible conclusion of what could have happened
Don't know who
in
else
a
it could be.
situation
Yep.
like that.
Nope. No particular person comes to mind.
No particular person.
At all. So you
So we
see
just-
them in these spaces, and
Yes.
so you're saying,
Yeah, so you're saying so a completely fictitious person in
Mhm.
this type of space with a scenario that is similar to a person we may know, a person we may have heard of.
goes
Entirely fictitious.
maybe they go by AKA Kang, the Conqueror,
Maybe.
if you will, or
Maybe.
perhaps by another name, He Who Remains.
Yeah.
That's just, you know what I mean? After you eliminate everybody, He Who Remains. That could be anybody. Right?
That could literally be,
That could be
literally
anybody. All right.
all we're saying is this is just it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And it's important to understand that, like you said, bro, like you never know what these people are going through. The pressure of the lifestyle, of the demands of that lifestyle, of even the circles they are around, the people they may have associated with. There's so many pressures coming from different places, so many influences coming from different places that are changing your framework of the world, how you see people, how you conduct yourself in relationships, whether that's romantic or whether that's just, you know, platonic or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
It's in these type of, you know, these type of professions, especially in the entertainment industry, man, it can be very,
It's
very
a lot of weight.
toxic, and
It's a lot of weight.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight.
It's a lot of
man.
weight,
It's just,
and then you have to be a
people,
really, truly balanced person.
you have to be mentally strong.
Yeah, to be able to like be able to like accept all that and what it comes with, and still be a good person at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
We've seen a lot of them go wrong. We've seen a lot of go left. We you know, there's actually a lot more experiences of like good quality people that they just be out the way, so you don't ever hear about them. But you kind of think like the preponderance of people are bad that are in Hollywood or celebrities or in the music industry. But I will say this: now that this allegation has come out, there's now more pronounced some circles of people that was already kind of whispering this kind of thing about him. Apparently, they're like, he might have like a little bit of a history that like those who know, who are in the industry, kind of like know of an incident or something might have happened. So they're like, hey, we tried to told y'all, kind of thing.
Let me pose this to you. Why does that seem to always happen after an incident like this comes out? Where like, oh, we've heard of some whisper. Why were we hearing?
The thing is now but the thing is with social media, you have screenshots and you have timestamps. Yeah. So it's like, it's not that they weren't out there. Somebody was putting it out there, but they didn't get the microphone because the incident didn't catch the algorithm right to be retweeted or reposted,
there was no credence to the allegations,
right? To the allegation, but then like somebody now looks back at the past and like, wait a minute, this happened, this happened, that happened. This person's been, and these people have been saying this thing for a while, and you know, they might have had like, you know, 1,200 likes and maybe like 200 retweets and maybe like 600 comments. And that was it, and that's it. But you need millions for shit to go viral now. You know, you need tens of thousands of retweets and likes and shit for you to get that, for you to be like, oh, this person has the microphone now. And so now people have a reason to look because of these new allegations.
No, and that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Because there are times where we just, as consumers, we just take data points and it doesn't come back until like an actual event that's related to that. It's like, oh, whoa. I did.
You look back, you're like, wait a minute, that's what it all was. Right.
Yeah, you're right about that. And another reason why I wanted to also even point that out is because I wanted to pose this question to you as well. Do you think that film and acting changes people? Like as far as who they are, like in real life, do you think that it really changes people?
Okay. Oh God.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah. Bro, how do we be getting into these conversations? Like, oh, but it's like fucking shit like this.
I was like, as he was talking, I was like, I'm gonna hit him with something hard. I'm gonna hit him with something crazy.
And the thing is, like, but this ain't the time for it. This is supposed to be a throwback. Okay. All right. So it's like this. Cause I did. Oh man, I thought about it for a second. I was like, what's the feasibility that something like this could possibly happen? And one of the things that came to mind was training for Creed.
I already know.
Was that training for Creed?
That's CT, man. That's CT.
Oh my gosh. Thought that nigga might have, you know what I mean? Like, some people are method actors. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they'd be in they mindset just be in that kind of zone. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, he'd be a little too good in some of these scenes. Some of these niggas be like really behind that road. And then on top of that, for him to get as jacked as he did, I'm not making allegations of steroids at all.
Not at all. Not at all. We're not doing that.
But if a person wants to take steroids and stuff like that, you know, HGH and all that kind of stuff to make you know, I don't know of any particular person that might exhibit some let's say side effects of hypothetical steroids, but steroids have been known to make niggas aggressive. You know
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll end here by saying that Jonathan Majors people did put out a statement, and they said this is all completely and absolutely
All cap.
trash, all cap. They have witnesses, they say, and they have video, they say, right? And I'm not gonna say this last part. Because I don't want to lend any credence to what is a part of the story that would be unfair, right? If it's not true.
Yeah.
So that'll be kind of bullshit. But if you look into it, if you're interested in looking into it, you'll figure it out that if that's the case, that last little thing is like, wait a minute, this might all be cap. You know, it might all be cap. But I'm gonna wait till the evidence comes out. I'm not gonna make a judgment call what to do, but bro, you are fucking wilding if you did that shit, especially after the fucking persona you put out. Like, now we're not even talking about like your character that you played in the movie. I'm talking about your interviews. I'm talking about your freaking statements and shit and projects that you do to try to portray yourself as this like hyper in tune guy with your emotion and your growth and your peace. I thought, you know, you put out there like you was above that. So, bro, that's fucked up if you really like living that double life like that, where you a fucking savage when the fucking lights are off and fucking curtains close.
I would hope. I mean, I agree. I would hope that these allegations are unfounded. I would hope that they're unfounded. But it just makes me think, man. Regardless if they're unfounded or not, I'm like, it's almost like
you say regardless.
I'm saying regardless if they're unfounded or not. It feels like an L for Black men.
It is an L.
It's an L.
Yeah.
Like it's it's almost like because I do also think that there are people who would expect Black men to fail. Even
if he is completely exonerated.
Yeah, this is attached to his name forever.
It's attached to his name. It's like, fuck, bro. Like, I can't. Like, it still kind of follows me a little bit, even though everybody knows, like, you know, if he's exonerated, completely exonerated. If that video comes out, if that other person recants their statement, you know, if we have definitive evidence, like, yo, he did not do this, what he's being accused of doing, it's still gonna be on him. It's still gonna be on you. Yeah. And that fucking sucks to be put in that position where this is exactly what I was talking about a long time ago too. Where like if somebody breaks into your home and you kill them, you know what I mean, and you are exonerated because you stood your ground in your own home.
Actually making there,
you know, you're gonna it's gonna be on you, though.
Yeah, that body's
on you. You know, and it's and it's gonna be it's way more.
It's gonna weigh on you.
It's not even just that subversive. It's gonna be like on Google, my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are gonna Google this and see this. People that when you go look for a new job, like they like it might be a fucked up headline that's still out there. You know what I mean? Before you was exonerated or some shit like that. And like if somebody Googles your name for this job or this project and they see that, it could, you know what I mean? They don't decide to scroll any further for some reason or read the actual article past the headline, realizing, and by at the end they say, oh, and by the way, he was completely exonerated. They ain't gonna do all that.
They not even get to that point in the article. Yeah.
It's like, and then not to mention what you were talking about too, the shit just weighing on your mind too. So it's like, fuck. You know, it's an L. You're right. Either way you look at it,
Yeah.
it's an L for my guy.
Yeah.
He's already got a he already had a deal canceled, like a promotion he was
See?
doing with the military.
You see?
He was gonna do like a military commercial to promote recruiting or some shit.
Yeah.
And they canceled him. They was like, no, we suspended this, so
That's so crazy, bro. Like that's just it's it's to the point where like it's like I'm not I think the most accurate word that I can think of for me, just how it made me feel, is that I'm just disappointed. It's just really disappointing.
This is why I don't be trying to fucking read the news on the weekends, man.
Yeah. Throw off your whole vibe.
Oh, my whole fucking vibe,
Yeah.
bro. I do this shit and record this shit at the end of the weekend. I'm about to go work tomorrow morning in a couple hours. So like I got I got to cleanse of all that shit for a little bit. And I get that recharge every week when I get away from the fucking news and stuff. And then I read that shit that fucking came through. So I still go on social media, so you can't fucking help but come across it.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Man, so that's just the lesson here. Lesson here, y'all. Do better. just do better.
Even with who you associate with.
Yeah. Definitely
So
watch us around.
you gotta make sure that they trying to do better too.
Yeah.
You could get caught up in some shit, just even if you're not even. What up, fam? It's Darwin, the guy that was just talking. First off, thanks for watching and supporting the show. But I gotta give y'all some homework. Your challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to interact with the show. That means 1, hitting that like button, because I know you like our stuff. 2, make sure you subscribe, so we can swim our way up your timeline whenever we drop new content. The third thing, please share the channel with your friends. Maybe they'll learn a thing about a thing or two. Oh, last thing, we're over here talking about what y'all talking about. So go ahead and carry that conversation on into the comments. We be up in there too.
Right. So as you guys know, there's always a challenge to be conquered. So bro, what challenges have you conquered this week?
Not to brag, but your boy got a raise. Your boy got a raise, and
Aye, man.
but not to be
but that's what's up though. That's
it's the beginning. It's the beginning of the year, but it's usually so like most people are getting raises and stuff around that time, beginning of the year, or you get your Christmas bonus and whatnot. So I got a raise. But I've had this idea for a while that we revisit this topic all too often. Niggas getting taxed too high, right?
For real.
So, but I'm not gonna make it a whole nother tax conversation, although it's related.
Yeah.
But it's like the more you get, like you get a raise, and it's like it's nice, but there's a certain level of like where you're kind of comfortable in life, where you're at. You got your plan overall, right? But you're at like this new stage, right? In your life, you're like, I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah.
Versus another thought of folks who like want to save and wait off, and then like retire and then have a blast at life. I'm trying to like kind of sprinkle in a good time, you know what I mean, while I go through my career and life.
Sure,
and then also in retirement, it'd be nice to have a decent retirement as well. But if we're just like chasing money, there's less time to do that stuff, right? To do those things like vacations and spa days for yourself, or even build that or fix up that backyard that you wanted to re-landscape, you know what I mean? Or
build that deck or something.
Build that deck, or contribute a couple chapters to this book that you've been writing for goddamn 10 years. You know what I mean?
Facts. Big facts.
Yeah. So you want to do these things that matter to you, that like freaking make you feel like you're alive, that you're building something, and all those kinds of things. I decided a while ago that I was going to I was gonna bring up the conversation with my job. Next time they want to give me a raise,
Mhm.
it's like every time at this place, what they, and I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I, I there's a more nuanced point here. Although it does very much sound like complaining.
Mhm.
I'm not complaining for these white folks to give me more money, that they gave me more money. Oh damn it. All these reparations. Oh, they're raining down. I'm not saying yeah. Damn it, stop it. Oh, your
Mhm.
money is no good here. No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I am saying that at a certain point, work-life balance matters.
Absolutely.
Work-life
Mhm.
balance matters. Where you wake up, like, I know people who have a really, they make a ton of money,
Mhm.
but they always get home at dark.
Yeah,
You know
they
what I
never
mean?
see
When
them.
it's dark. And
Yeah.
like with your spouse or your kids, you
Mhm.
really don't spend time with them like that.
Yeah.
You might eat dinner real quick and then boom, they go off to bed.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? Oh, homework that was been done before
Mhm.
dinner. Or oh, this project, the science project that I'm working, that was practice. Yeah, I already
Mhm.
went to practice. You know what I mean? It's time to go to bed. So you can't even like, if it's a kid that, you know what I mean, that you're dealing with or something, or even with your spouse, it's like where you get a chance to catch up with them, y'all making dinner, and then y'all, you know what I mean, putting the garbage out, and you know what I mean, getting your clothes ready for the next day and stuff, and next thing you know, it's bedtime.
Yeah.
And but like, you spent 8 hours at this fucking spot dedicated to day shit.
Mhm.
Dedicated to day shit. That's
Mhm.
just how much time you was at the job,
Yeah.
right? Not to mention what time you got up that morning.
Yep.
And then
Gotta account for traffic and all that too.
drove to that mug,
Mhm.
right? All that time, drove to that mug for an hour sometimes. Some people even longer.
Yeah, there and back.
Drove to that mug.
Mhm.
Bro, I'm going through the day here.
Yeah.
We're talking about now you at there and you gotta be in there, and they don't pay you for the
Yeah.
time when you woke up off that pillow. That's your time that you could have been investing in yourself. Let's say
Mhm.
you would have woke up 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday or
Yep.
random Tuesday. What
Mhm.
would you do when you didn't have to have any other obligation until noon? Who
Mhm.
knows what you would have done? Who knows what you could have accomplished? And that's how, who
Yeah.
knows what you could have been building towards those things that matter more to you. This is work
Yeah.
life balance we're talking about. And they
Mhm.
got you from the moment you pick your head up off that pillow. Um, and then until you walk through that door, um, until you walk through that door at home, because all of that commute that you did was for them, to
Yeah.
get to them, away from them. And then even then that evening, the only reason you're going to bed at 10:30 and not maybe 12, because you gotta get up for their asses tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta get
Yep.
up for their asses tomorrow.
Mhm.
So for your own life, for your own self-worth, and investing in yourself, um, we are getting scraps. We are getting fucking scraps.
So we call it rat race. That's really what it is.
All because we want to be able
Mm.
to like eat a little bit and have shelter a little bit and maybe go on a vacation a little bit.
And really,
So
most of it,
yeah,
really,
go for
a
it.
lot of it is, I think a lot of it is you're seeking to buy back time. Like you're doing all this work to buy back time to do those things, right? To be able to foster a true work life balance, right?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of times, man. If 9 times out of 10, that takes money. It takes resources to be able to establish that type of work life balance where like you're comfortable enough where you can really just
Yeah.
have a life outside of what you do, where even outside of your profession, you're not dedicating everything around that you like. You're not framing your life around your job. Like it's hard to not do that. You know what I'm saying? Especially
So here,
especially as you climb in responsibility in
as
your
you climb the
profession,
responsibility.
on the
So
ladder. You gotta get more responsibility.
here's the Jedi mind trick that your man's is trying to pull.
Mhm.
All right. So you talking about it takes money to do that. I'm like, hey, no, it don't even take no money to do that. Well, actually, money might not.
It's
Money might do. But
the
here's the point. I've been saying for a while. So those were ears. You know what I mean? I've been on this freaking train of, man, you know what niggas should do? Niggas should ask for more PTO in lieu of a raise.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Niggas should like, I want more time. You know what? I'm actually comfortable. I already bought a home. You know what I mean? I have the vehicle. You know, like money is good where it's at. I'm able to do those things, like go on vacations or buy you know, this nice dinner or something like that. I can at the level of pay that I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, niggas should be like, yo, just give me more PTO. Like you should tell that to your bosses. Be like, I want more paid time off. I want to be able to go just more time, like time for me to do me.
Good
Like,
idea.
but like those are times that like I do not have to. And part of the reason that we need the PTO is because they could give you the time off. You can take leave of absence, but you still got bills to pay, nigga.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to maintain
Absolutely.
my lifestyle here. I'm not trying to accrue more debt, really. You know what I mean? By freaking like not having a paycheck coming in, and eating away my savings. No, so like we need the PTOs where like the company gives us and pays us, so like for we to have free time. I could maybe fucking just nap for 2 of them days, if you want, or 2 or 3 of them days. Who fuck knows? But it's my time to do it the fuck I want with it.
Yeah.
And
facts.
And here's where it started. I started formulating this idea. I think historically is that there's a certain segment of pay increase that you get as you go along. And I got to a point where I was like, the marginal change in quality of life was not improving dramatically.
Okay.
Or whatever, you know, menial rate of inflation that they was giving me.
And you have a formula that you put together to come to that conclusion for you specifically. I
have it for me specifically, but there's been studies on this.
Okay.
And according to the studies, $75,000 a year is really all you need. You just gotta,
Really?
you gotta like plus or minus 10K or something like that because of cost of living where you are at. So if you're in California versus Oklahoma, or if you're in Texas versus New York, you know, the cost of living is different, but give or take like 10K, you know, 75,000.
And I'm imagining that's barring like your debt to income ratio is not like outlandish. Like maybe like they probably
I don't know if they took all that into account.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if they did
all that to account. Okay. But it's pretty much $75,000 is all you need in terms of like your marginal happiness going up. So they could you can make the next year 77,000. The year after that 78,000. The year after that 82,000. You can make after that 90,000. Like it's not gonna go up until maybe you cross like 200K or some shit.
You know, I've
thought about a lot of space. So it's like, bro, you giving me a $2,000 raise or $8,000 raise or whatever it is. It's like you think you're like, yo, my check look fatter. It's like, and you might have a bigger savings account, you might have a bigger 401k, but you're not really gonna change your quality of life. You're not gonna go on one less vacation. You're not gonna go on one more vacation.
It has to be a significant boost in your
it's gonna have to be a big jump. For you to feel that joint. So, and I think I'm in one of those spaces where I'm like, you ain't gonna give me a huge jump, and we're talking about 6 figures. You know what I mean? If you're not doing that, then it's like, you know what you can do for me that makes your company endear itself to me for my good graces.
I see how you came to this conclusion. Okay,
just give me more PTO.
Yeah, I see your line of reasoning. Okay,
and so
it makes sense actually.
I finally pulled the trigger and did it myself. I've been talking that cash shit. I've been talking that. I've been saying that people should do this.
Yeah, closed mouths don't get fed. Yeah.
And so I said, you know what? Fuck it. I did it. I brought it up and I sent the email. And I'm like, I'm at least starting the conversation.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but I'm like, I ain't gonna get y'all all that raise back though. But part of that, y'all can take part of that back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Part of that back, and you know what I mean. Let's do the math. Quick calculation, real quick. Let me, you know what I mean. You know, give me another week of PTO. I just want 1 week, one extra week, like on top of what I got.
That's
And I'm not
solid.
talking
Remember,
about sick leave because that may be in this bucket versus the other bucket or whatever the fuck. No, I said PTO. Like days a week that I could just sprinkle throughout. Maybe I take every fucking Friday off. You know what I mean? for a month or something like that.
Yeah, that was something my colleague did. But see, the thing is, my colleague had so much leave. It was absurd. Like she had enough to take a Friday off like the rest of the year, something like that. Like, and it was like, and we were like in the second quarter or something like that. So that's what she did. She was like, every Friday, I'm taking off every Friday.
And like, best believe I still want to be able to carry over that shit too.
Absolutely.
Year after year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, talking about my shit expiring. Now you might not see me the whole month of December then.
Right, hey, bro, that's the case, right?
You
like, all right, I'll be gone for the
whole month of December.
Out. For real.
I'll see y'all next spring. Like, fuck around and find out. Take a unpaid leave on your ass for about another 2 weeks just cause. Shit.
So basically, yeah. So that's how it worked out for you. Is that PTO? I mean,
it hasn't worked out yet, but I put it out there, and I just want to start the conversation. I just wanted to be able to say that I actually tried it. I tried it. I tried it. You know what I mean? I hope it works out. You know what I mean? And I think it will be reasonable. You know what I mean? Particularly because if I'm willing to, like, you know what, I'll even give back another 1,000 from that raise that y'all was finna give me that wasn't gonna do shit for me anyways. You know, if it makes the numbers more favorable to y'all, you know what I mean? But give me another week. And matter of fact, I said a week. Maybe they come back with 3 days. Hey, I'll take it. It's like, you know, I just wanted to at least started the conversation. I did it. I freaking, it was a challenge to like have that audacity to fucking ask for some shit like that.
You know, that's what 2 things that I hope people take from that is don't be afraid to negotiate with the people that employ you. I mean, it's the nature of the job. Like if you have, one, you have to be smart about it because you have to have actual leverage, right? You can't be trash at your job trying to negotiate these kind of things, right? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
That's tough.
You can't be the 15th man on the
special kind of guts, right there. That man.
You can't be the 15th man on the roster trying to negotiate to the coach. Like, let me get a starting gig on the. Let me get some burn on the court. Like, nah, bro. Like, you the 15th man for a reason. Like, it's you got to earn your keep. Like, so I mean, so like, if you're obviously doing good work, you have the leverage to be able to speak.
That you giving me a raise anyways.
Yeah, exactly, and exactly. So if you're in that position, that gives you more.
So that means you're saying that you value me.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what you're telling me.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's about having in these spaces. It's about having leverage, obviously, in your profession. So that's what people need to take away with that. So make sure you have the leverage to be able to negotiate these type of terms. And another thing I was going to say is it actually kind of illustrate your understanding, you specifically, Darwin, your understanding of obviously the tax system, but like just finances, right? Like how finances work. That's if people can really like read between the lines of like what Darwin was saying, it's telling of like his level of financial literacy, because it's like, yo, if you do the math, the PTO for me in my current lifestyle would be more meaningful,
more valuable.
It'd be more valuable. Yeah, it'd be more valuable. Like the time is more valuable than an actual check they're trying to give me. So people have to understand that like currency isn't always in the form of dollars.
If I could take PTO on Mondays, where I have to try to edit this shit, all this shit, and I have a whole PTO day.
Yeah,
I'm getting paid off the company dime to edit the podcast.
That's it.
That's what's up.
That's it. Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to do that shit. I'm trying to do that shit off the clock. You know what I mean? And like, fuck, man, I wish I could be doing this other thing that I care about.
For real. And that's what it is. And honestly, that's what most people are looking at. Most people are looking to fund the things that they care about anyways, or at least have time to do the
job. That's the whole point, right? Yes. To make money to get to do the things that you actually want to fucking do.
Want to do. Exactly. So that's
and so now I'm stepping it up and saying, now give me the time to do those things that you gave me the money. I want the time now to go do those kinds of things.
And this was a practical example of that. So I hope the folks took that away from you.
Take with that what you will. You know what I mean? Challenge your turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As far as my challenge, I was going to actually go as far as my challenge. I'm going to try to get through it pretty quickly. I mean, I can say a lot about this and it's kind of a little bit related to like what Darwin was saying, but it's really about, but it's more from a macro level. It's about adulting, just being an adult, Like I'm 34, so I've been an adult for a while, but like
Like
there's something
you have to actively adult.
I have to actively try to adult adult in the best way, right? In the most proactive way, right?
That bit don't just come
I have to,
organically
like,
sometimes.
yeah, you know,
Not organically.
it don't matter.
These bills don't just get paid for me.
Right.
But I got
Like,
the job.
damn.
I did the job thing. I got the job. Yeah, but you actually have to pay.
Bro, I have to actually. It's like, crap. I have to wake up at night. Oh, I have to actually take responsibility for my actions.
Yeah.
I don't feel like doing it.
Why are these dishes still in here in my one-person apartment by myself?
And my dishwasher works perfectly fine. Why is nobody taking care of this?
Welcome to adulting.
Yo, it's so funny sometimes, like when I think about it, because it's like, dang, bro, like there's days, I'm not gonna lie, there's days where I just wake up and I'll be like, yo, I don't want to do anything at all today. Like I
say
just,
PTO. PTO.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I need a mental health day.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like it's like, bro, it's like, but you realize it's like, man, like, but responsibility is what separates you from your teenage years or from your childhood. Responsibility. That's a huge I mean, there's other things, right? But that's one of the pillars of being an adult is taking on responsibility and how you handle the responsibilities, right? Obviously you have things like accountability and all that stuff, but responsibility, right? And so it's like, so there are days where I'm just like, man, I've become more accepting of these things because of things that's been changing even in my professional life. Like I was telling before, like I'm leading projects now, right? So I have to be responsible for like the success of that project, getting it done in the timeline that we've already created.
No, that's like adulting on top of adulting, because like you as an adult can have a manager who's adulting for you if you're a team leader, but like you're the team leader. Like, right. Damn it, that's on me. I got responsibility for these other adults.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's like, and I'm, you know, what's interesting for me, particularly in my life, it's interesting because I've noticed that this is a role that I've been thrusted in more recently. Because not only professionally, but even in my church, there are roles that I'm actually being placed in as far as leadership goes.
Or you've been adulting too good. And people seeing it,
and that's the problem.
People seeing it.
That's the problem.
You gotta fall back, bro. All that adulting you're doing,
bro. I've been trying to stay in the shadow. I'll be trying to stay in the shadows, man.
Like that nigga look like he know what he doing. Like, y'all see this?
Hey, he caught me. He caught me.
Everybody else was trying to make that bit fit. Yeah, like, I don't know how this go this way, like how that bit fit, and they look over at you. And you just got that bitch just like,
and I'm just sitting there like,
yo, that nigga look like he doing it. Get him. They bring you up. Hey, you know how that's what happened in Minions. You know the Minions with Gru. You know what I mean? Suddenly they made this dude their leader. You know what I mean? They just thrust it upon you, my dude.
Yeah,
you're Groot.
That's so funny because what's so funny about that is that's literally exactly what I just pictured in my mind. That's so crazy. It's like just by force, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's so funny because like it's like, man, like sometimes you might find yourself in a groove where like you're doing a lot of things right.
Yeah.
Like you're starting to do a lot of things right, and people are seeing that, which there's another message in that as well, that there are always people watching. That's why you want to carry yourself with character and integrity, right? So there are always people watching. But yeah, like it's like adulting is, and the reason why it's a challenge for me is because it's like, it's something that I've recognized that like
sometimes you want to be reckless, huh?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Sometimes you just want to say fuck it, huh?
I'll be completely honest. Sometimes I wake up and I'll be like, bro, I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like
Not
it.
today.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be feeling like that sometimes. Like, and it's like, man, but you realize that, man, it's just a part of maturing and just getting older. It's just like responsibility is just it's something that's going to continue to happen. And at the end of the day, it molds you to be an accountable, dependable, and reliable person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it helps you. Like, it helps you to understand. It gives you fulfillment also as well, which is another part of it as well. And like, it helps you to like, I don't know, give you more of a purpose-filled life for real. Like when you start to understand that these responsibilities, if you want a more comfortable life, if you want a better life, if you want to,
Yeah, and you have something to strive for. You have a purpose that you're,
exactly.
trying. Yeah,
yeah. So like, and there's anything that is valuable, that is enjoyable, and those things that are important, you're gonna have to work for it anyways. Like life is not just gonna like things are just not gonna fall in the sky.
You ain't just
like,
gonna wake up like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got to put in the work. That's just the nature of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, so that's why for me, adulting has been like a bit of a. I realized this past week, like I realized how in my mind how much it annoyed me sometimes. But I did it anyways because I know that at the end of it that I'd feel better about myself, right? And I know that I have like goals that I want to attain, and I'm getting closer to it. So that's really what it is for me.
What you just said there, where you feel better about yourself, is a concept that I've always kept heavy in my mind. It's like to the front of my mind is my future self. You say you're feeling better about yourself. That I be doing stuff. I be doing some adulting, like current day. Then I'd be like, yo, that nigga in the future. That nigga thought in the future, bruh, that nigga had to suck my dick, dog. like, how I'm finna set this boy up? How I'm finna set this fool up, bro? He's finna look back and be like, damn, my dude, you really did that. I don't know if I could do that shit, but you did that. You fucking went through that shit.
Yeah.
And you here today. And guess what?
It's a grind.
My today self, say that type of shit to my past self. Like, bro, you got me here.
It's a grind, bro. Like,
you was grinding, my guy. Hey, I'd hate to be you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
And that's so real. That's so real because like a part of the adulting as well. I think that people should also be aware of is just things that in today's climate. I think what people are valuing a lot are things that are actually superficial. Right. I think part of adulting is understanding your priorities and those things that just, bro, it don't really matter. Like I was out Saturday night and I'm a people watcher. Like I like not like in a weird way. So please don't try like people like
the thing is when you gotta give the disclaimer. That's kind of worse for it. Just move it along. Just move it along, bro. Don't even.
So when I go out, I check.
People watching. Like everybody. You do all the time. You go to like the I like going to like a park. You know what I mean? You just sit there. You see people
just observe people. Yeah.
You can make stories about their lives and make them like superheroes or whatever the fuck. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Like and the reason why, because part of me, one of the things that I've always kind of been interested in is like just sociology. Like that was part of like my major when I was in college. My degree is in criminology, but a large part of criminology is sociology. So so you're really like observing. The reason why you're watching people is to see their behavior, how they interact with other people and things like that. Like it's their just human nature and human behavior. So like that already interests me. So like I people watch when I go out sometimes. And also just kind of check the vibe, see the vibe or whatever.
Yeah.
Walking around.
If it's a comfortable spot to be at, you know what I mean? Maybe you could bring somebody there. You know,
absolutely.
You have friends in town or something.
And that's another reason why I do it too, is because I'm like, if it's a spot that I know is a vibe, like, okay, boom, I'm gonna bring my boy here, or I'm gonna bring, like if somebody done with whatever, I'll bring it there too. Like, so I'm like, okay, I know the spot. Like, there's some spots that I've invited people to that because I've been there before, and I was like, yo, this spot is a vibe. And then they go to it, and they're like, yo, yeah, this is nice. Like, for example, like when I took you guys to Milk and Honey, that brunch spot.
The brunch spot.
Because I went there before.
About that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I went there before, and I was like, okay, this is a nice vibe.
And you observed the entire ambiance of the space.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I knew that it was a space that you guys would vibe with because I know you guys. So it's like, and then when you guys came there, you were like, yeah, it's this spot is solid. Like, it's a solid spot. So so that's another reason why I do that too. But I was out yesterday and I was just kind of like just observing people and kind of like the stuff they were doing and just their behavior and the stuff that people spend their money on. And it's just people using their phones, Instagram, and doing all that stuff on IG. And it just, to me, it was like what took me aback initially was like just social media in general, just the impact of social media on people. That people just have no type of discipline when it comes to like sharing your life on IG. It's everything they're doing is it has to be on IG, TikTok, whatever it might be, right? So just people's attachment to social media is already weird to me, right? Number one. Number two, just the way that people behave when they're outside to like impress people or attract the opposite sex, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Like I think you understand what I'm saying. Like it's I'm trying to refrain from saying certain things because of but it's people doing weird stuff and like being extra, being super flamboyant, just doing all types of stuff that you can see that they're doing all this and they're presenting themselves in this particular
I'm
way
saying like this.
to
I'm saying like
attract
this. There's
to
a
attract attention. It's like y'all doing too much.
you said they're doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the type that is supposed to be responding in the favorable way to that. So it's not for you.
But I still think I think you can still make a general assessment though. If a person is trying to, like, if you're trying too hard, bro, I think you can make a general assessment. Be like, yo, that person is trying too hard.
But there's gonna be somebody that's like, yo, that I'm with that, and then they trying too hard,
fair.
and like that's what that particular person was looking for. Now, what it sounds to me like is that wasn't a spot that you generally liked.
Yes. Yes.
This is what I'm hearing.
It's that my conclusion was that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, this is not my it's not time.
It's just a data point then.
Yeah, and that's what it was. That's the conclusion I came to. Like I was there. I hung out for like an hour, just kind of like, just to chill, kick it, just peep the vibe a little bit. Met some new people. They were cool people. We kicked it for a little bit, chopped it up, hung out a little bit, and then I left. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I'll ever go to this place again. Like, yeah, like that was the conclusion. Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's not for me. Not for me. And that's kind of, I mean, you made a good point, right? It's there are other people who are attracted to some of that stuff, right? It's like, all right, cool, yeah. I get that. I guess I was looking at it from a perspective of like, as far as like this adulting thing, right? It's like, I think there's trying, you think trying, but I think there's trying too hard.
So you
that's
think,
what I'm saying.
Like in terms of like adulting, like trying too hard to adult?
Yeah, trying too hard to appear as if like you're taking life responsibly and also like you're having fun, but it's like okay, we're having fun and we're enjoying our time, but it's like it's almost like you're doing too much to show that.
It feels
right?
like it feels manufactured.
It feels fake. Yeah, it feels
manufactured.
It feels manufactured. That's the word. That's what I'm looking for. So that's man, that's a perfect word. So that's what it felt like to me, right? I was like, it just looks and it feels so manufactured, like
superficial.
And that's why I use the word superficial.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So that's kind of like, so that's really my conclusion on that matter. It just feels so.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about what you're saying there, that I don't know. I'm not gonna judge your level of adulting, right? Let's say this thing is a journey. Yeah. Right. This whole life thing is a fucking journey, right? It is. This phase that we're in terms of adulthood. I don't know when it happened, but like I feel like I really felt it when it happened. Like I can't precisely name it when it happened, but you were an infant adult at one point, and and you had to get to a point of self-awareness. This is like the toddler adult, and then grooming your own personality and likes and dislikes. That's your 10-year-old 11 adulting, right? You're getting better and better and better at adulting as the older you get into this life of being an adult. And I am going to cut that off to the point of retirement, let's say, right? And I think I can close in that universe that way, because if goals is goals, at retirement you don't give a fuck anymore, right? You gonna set yourself up. You done got some fuck you money, you know what I mean, and you can do what the fuck you want, or even you could just like, you're like, and you don't give a fuck about society anymore. You didn't care too much all of your life, you know what I mean, and so you could just be like a curmudgeon, whatever, right? So however that looks, you know what I mean, you don't have to do the pretenses that happened during this stage of adulting. So when you're saying you identifying this thing looks manufactured, it looks superficial, there's a phase in adulting, theoretically, for me, that I'm going to say this, I don't know yet, I haven't gotten there, but where it just comes natural. And it becomes just like this nigga's just gonna wear them Air Monarchs, just like not even ironically. You know what I'm saying? Like
Come on, bro.
He legit has that polo shirt tucked in right now.
Yo,
and he's not at work.
Yo.
like that dude is just like
I'm not gonna lie. I've had nightmares of like, yo, I refuse to turn into Pops, bro. I refuse to
this nigga legit.
Pops had legit his polo tucked in his jeans, bro.
This dude was a cab driver and wore a button up.
Big facts.
And belt, shiny, fancy shoes and slacks and everything every day to work as a cab driver. Bro, you know what shorts I'd be wearing and tank top if I was a cab driver in Miami?
For real.
Dude.
Yo, if
but he was like,
yo,
this is just me.
Yo, if you didn't know that Pops was a taxi driver based on how he dressed, you think he was the plug. Like that's how he dressed.
Yeah.
You think like, oh yeah,
you would have thought this was the bank manager. Oh, that's the bank manager. That's the bank manager right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he did not look like what he did professionally when he went to work.
But it's not just him though. These Haitians, all them Haitian taxi cab drivers,
yeah,
be clean.
Yeah, they be mad clean. I ain't gonna
clean, like going to work clean. Like this is the type of stuff I was wearing at Deloitte.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I'm working for corporate America and shit, and just so I get like in this big ass office building type of shit, and like they have that particular. And I don't want to be all respectable with it, like in terms of respectability, but like that was just the way that they adulted, and it became natural to them, to where like the rest of us may be looking at them like they look odd, but they're like, yo, I'm here. This is me, and I'm comfortable in who I am and how I, how I identify and how I present myself to the world. And these people that you say right now are looking superficial. They're looking manufactured. They don't look like they're really having a good time. They don't really look like they like that skirt that they're wearing. You know what I mean? Or them shoes look mad uncomfortable. You need more arch support than that. But you got to have these stilettos on for whatever the fuck you doing. You know what I mean? You walking uncomfortable and all that. Or even if the dude like, dude, take that coat off, nigga. It's fucking 90 degrees in here.
Yeah.
Take that coat off,
bro.
nigga.
I saw a guy wearing.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god! I saw a guy wearing.
Little brother.
Yo. I saw a guy wearing a leather. He was wearing a leather overcoat, and it was like it was one of those leather overcoats that like kind of looked like a puffer jacket, but it was leather with the fox fur like on the border of the jacket and on like the lapel. I'm like, yo, my guy, it's 70 degrees in here, bro. I'm like, I know you, but he was posted chilling like as if like, he wasn't bothered. Nah, he was bothered, man.
Yo, that reminds me though.
Like,
I'm gonna have to post this one, but yo, I saw a picture of the Pope in this white coat, and I'm gonna insert it here.
Okay.
Duh, I saw that shit. I was like, have you seen this?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, hold on. Let's look it up. Let's look at it right now. I'm looking at it right now.
I already know that. I already
have
an expectation in my head.
Just you look at it on your end. Just look at it on your end.
Yeah.
Pope, white coat.
Just like that, Pope.
White coat. It gotta be. It gotta be. And then look up images.
Let me see.
Yo. That boy fresh.
Yo, oh my, bro. Yo, the Pope got to be working for the Sicilian family.
Yo, the Pope's so fresh. Yo, look at his coat.
Yo, he looking way. Yo,
do you see the chain?
Hey.
Do you see the Jesus piece? Do you see the Jesus piece?
I see the Jesus piece. Yo, the Pope is the Pope is way too fine for me right now.
I feel like this gotta be the AI. This gotta be the AI. No, it's gotta be the AI.
Yo.
No, there's no way. Why, dog? This looks like some shit that Cameron would have on.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. Fucking fire.
I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. That's hard, bro.
Yo, the Jesus piece though. I feel like I need the beanie. I need the same beanie.
Yo,
what do they call that thing? Whatever that
Oh,
Pope had. Whatever that Pope had. I feel like I might need that.
I'm not really sure what they call it actually.
I don't even know what they call that joint though. I think he got the hoodie on that bit too.
Yo, he really got the.
No, I think he got a hoodie on that.
He really got the white puffer coat on right now.
And that bit got like a belt, like a puffer belt kind of thing.
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, I'm
They
seeing it,
made
yeah.
it like contour. Oh my god, that's just so fresh.
Yo, that's and he got the chain.
The chain on the outside, just like
Yo.
wide open, dog.
Yo,
And you know what?
That's crazy.
And here's
crazy.
the wild part.
Mm.
I'm looking up this picture and I gotta remember, like, make sure this is the picture that you see.
Mm.
All right. Here's what I'm finna bust your head about. Here's what I'm finna bust your. Here's what I'm gonna break your brain. That's that nigga casual fit. You know how I know? The nigga got a fucking mug in his hand. It's just coffee mug. He ain't going nowhere. That nigga ain't got the freaking crucifix and all the incense and all that sprinkling water shit. The nigga got a coffee mug. That nigga just going outside real quick.
That's
that nigga
point.
casual shit. Yo,
that's a good point. I'm not gonna lie.
Dog, that shit could be at the Met Gala. That's that nigga casual fit, bro.
Yo, this is crazy. I ain't never. That
nigga got a mug. He's just walking on by. Yeah, let me throw something on real quick. Dog, fuck everything you got on right now, dog.
I don't even know how to take this. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know how to receive this news.
Dog, bro, that shit is so cold.
Yo,
that
that's
shit
fire.
is so cold. It's gotta be AI.
That's fire, bro.
I don't know. It's gotta be AI. It's gotta be. There's no way. But I'm telling you like this. Mm-hmm. I'm not even gonna look to see if it's AI because I don't want to lose this feeling.
Yeah.
This is genuine, and I'm not even gonna research
Absolutely.
This but if it's not real, somebody gotta make it.
Yeah, that's genius.
Somebody gotta make it. Go make that. Go get your sewing machines out now. Go make this fucking coat. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna wear it because that's just way too fly for what the fuck I got going. You see what I'm wearing? I'm in tank tops and fucking ball caps.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm telling you, this could be at the Met Gala. You know what I'm talking about? So somebody should rock that bit. Maybe put a long ass fucking train on it or something like that. For if it's the Met Gala kind of thing. But like, yo, if your next Drake should have this on the next album cover. He should have that fit on. We're doing the thing. Yeah, doing that thing with it, but with that coat.
What I'm also thinking, like if this was made by AI, like you mentioned, like whoever designed it or wrote that program, like it's the idea
of putting it on the Pope.
Just put it on the Pope. Like the idea is crazy. Like
crazy.
Yeah,
I would have thought of so many people. Trump. Yeah. I would have put that bit on dead people. Abraham Lincoln. The Pope. I just don't know what it was, but they put it on the Pope.
That's
and that
crazy.
bit just fucking connected for me, dog.
That's crazy.
Like, pay attention, nigga. Look at this.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. That is genius. That is genius. I'm not gonna hold you. That's fire.
And hold on, you trying to think that we gonna outthink this AI when they could fucking start doing this shit themselves without being prompted?
Yeah, that's scary.
These robots in the future could come up with some shit this fucking perfect with the chain on the outside the Jesus piece, dog. What the fuck? Dog, even the Jesus piece, dog.
The Jesus piece is a nice touch.
That's just showing off. That's just showing off. Dog, the AI is just showing off, bro.
Yo, the Jesus piece is a nice touch. I ain't gonna lie.
That's like, oh, nigga, you know me. You know I'm from the 90s too, huh? You know I love these fucking New York ass.
I ain't gonna lie.
You know me, huh? This was meant for me.
Yo.
And you know, oh my gosh. And you know that I'm gonna be super trippy about it if it's the Pope. You know, my atheist ass. You know what I mean? The juxtaposition of the Pope and hip hop. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm an atheist. It's like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, that shit drew my attention. And then the
put you in the whole purgatory.
Bro, I might need a moment. You know, after What a Jesus piece swinging.
Yo, I'm thinking about all the bars people are gonna be using.
Oh, with the coffee mug, all casual with it. Coffee mug.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I do this casually, gradually. Man, you coming trying to be like me, can't see me. I'm on these streets with the white coat. What you want to do? My God, float, bro. They walking on the water. You know what I'm talking about?
Yo, I can definitely see people going crazy with the bars with this pick. That's
Oh
crazy.
my gosh. That shit was too good. That shit is too good. I'm gonna post it. We're gonna definitely put that in.
Yeah, absolutely. We gotta
Definitely put that. Okay, but
yeah.
take that coat off, nigga, is where we left off. Because this is clearly people that are, damn, I'm good at this shit, ain't I? I could go right back to where we left off. Fucking A. Somebody sign that boy. Somebody sign that boy. And they're gonna get to a point on the stage where like it just becomes, they become more of themselves and they become sure of themselves, right? And know what they like and know what they fuck with, what they don't fuck with, know when they comfortable. You know what? This coat is hot, you know, and I'm not even feeling this place like that. I'm out, or you know what I mean, I'm gonna come out this coat just because I'm uncomfortable. I'm not even gonna wear it here. Just like you just become more sure of yourself, where you're not like living for other people's perception of you, you know, and you just do you. And so then you'll be able to notice some of these adults that's out there just like, oh, that's just them. That's not them trying to do anything. These people, like that nigga, that nigga look like he know what he doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And you just living your life that way. You just, because you just fucking comfortable at the decisions that you've made while you were striking and striving to adult. All those decisions put you into place. So that's that future self being like, hey, you know, good looking out. You know what I mean? Doing all that adulting. Right now, I'm just free to be me.
All right, so you know we always vibing on something. So bro, what you got? What you been vibing on this week?
Couple things. The Fall Out Boys came out with a new album. It's called So Much for Stardust, and the 4 is in a it's in a parentheses, but so it could be like So Much for Stardust or So Much Stardust. But I'm also vibing out to Black. You got a new joint, Since I Have a Lover, right? I don't think I've ever listened to this stuff before.
Where's he from? Does this? I feel like he's from Detroit or something like that. I don't know.
So he's actually from Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
But he moved to Atlanta at some point, and he pretty much, I guess, reps that area, you know, Atlanta. I guess maybe that's where he did. He grew up his formidable years, but he was actually born in Baltimore. And so, what I might have come across his music before in the past, and I might have enjoyed it as well, but I never really gave him a good, you know, focused listen. And I was glad I did. I've actually listened to it several times, you know, this weekend. There's some albums sometimes that come out. I listen to it once and I might like it, but I don't ever go back to it.
Yeah.
Right. Or even that same day. Sometimes I'll listen to an album a couple of times in a day, and then like I never go back to it after that, you know. But I played this album like maybe like 3 times already. And I've added it to one of my playlists, so you know some of the songs are gonna come up. But what I was happy to see though, that he is, and I'm like, why is this like hitting me a particular way? This music, there's a certain tone, there's a certain production, there's a certain vibe that they give out, and it's Spillage Village. Spillage Village is it's a collective of artists. Out of, and I guess you could almost say like it's like Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Like
so
Wu-Tang.
like
yeah. And so they have a bunch of different artists that are under this collective. I don't even think they bro, I don't even think they a record label like that. Spillage Village.
Okay.
Well,
so
okay, Interscope. It's all under Interscope.
Oh, okay.
It's all under Interscope.
Okay.
So maybe Spillage Village is gonna be like a label that's under Dreamville, because Dreamville is another vibe, you know, that J. Cole type of stuff.
J. Cole,
and so I think Spillage Village may be a record label. I'm not sure, but they got
so they're all kind of interconnected, or is
they're all interconnected. It's a collective. So like they do music together, you know, they do put out independent projects, but you know, it's like I said, like Wu-Tang, you know, we have different people put out their albums, you know, Earth Gang, fuck with them heavy, right? Earth Gang is the biggest name of Jid. I brought him up on several occasions, just saying, bro, I fuck with his music heavy. And Black is on this roster. Now, there's a couple of artists here that I'm like, yo, I trust their brand. So I'm finna check out some of these other artists. That's something because they never steer me wrong so far with Earth Gang and Jid and now Black.
And that's probably their methodology, right? Like they're like, hey, if it's quality content we're putting out from all these different faces of this collective. So
I've always thought for a long time that we have way too many fucking artists that are actually in the game.
It is quite oversaturated for sure.
It's so oversaturated, and it's shitty to say that because anybody who's making music for like their local neighborhood, let's say, you know what I mean, that's art. You know what I mean? And then the people in the neighborhood hear it and they listen to it and they fuck with it. You know, but it be some of these artists that come out that just be NPCs, man. I talked about this before, bro. And it's like, why the fuck are they getting a platform? And then like the garage band down the street should have this platform. You know what I'm saying? Some of these cats are dead and gone, and they never got a chance to put their best work out. You know what I'm talking about? Or never got a chance to be discovered, or never had a platform. So those big platforms, I guess, is what I want to say. Man, that they should have a fucking draft, and they should have a fucking roster max. In terms of what they call it.
In terms of like signing like artists to like labels,
signing to labels and signing to even these like for Spillage Village. Like you got to be recruited. You should have to be recruited to be a member of Spillage Village.
I think that I mean, isn't that what ARs do though, right? ARs are typically recruiting. That's
but they're doing that for the inner scope, for the label, for the big label. I'm talking about these music groups, these music collectives like this, the way like Wu-Tang built that up. You know what I mean?
Like recruiting folks for actual music groups.
Yeah, to a Tribe Called Quest and those guys that did music with them. Like you have, like I think like Spillage Village should be a draft. You know what I'm saying? Like hit the streets, you know what I mean? Hit the corners, hit the ciphers, you know what I mean? And see what people spitting and what people now get people demo tapes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you have an event and like Spillage Village is gonna fucking recruit a new fucking artist under Spillage Village and making a fucking event. Televise that bitch. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Have Spillage Village and fucking Shady Records freaking be on the clock. You know what I'm talking about? And have the different labels be on the clock and have to like draft. You know what I mean? Have to draft some of these artists, like, and then that's how we get quality fucking shit.
I mean, there's been some shows that I've seen like on like some platforms, like on like on Netflix. They had like this one show that had some of the big time artists. They'll like judge certain rappers and artists. I can't remember what it is.
Well, you know what? Diddy did it, like Making the Band.
Diddy
did something like that, where he's like, there's gonna be a competition to get in this door. All right, we're gonna give you at least a run to where you do a couple of shows, you know, here and there, and we're gonna at least give you an album. You know what I mean? You do, and we're gonna pay for your studio time and give you one good album. You know what I mean? And see how you do with that. You know what I mean? And then you can take that career where it could take you. It could be with us, it could be with everybody else. So there was some kind of incentive there to be like, yo, you got to win this competition of people who think they all nice, right? And
American Idol does that.
Get to the hierarchy American Idol does. But like American Idol isn't like a specific record label itself.
Yeah, but usually those top 15,
they go on to get other people to like
a lot of them get signed.
Well, even American Idol though don't got the fucking they ain't got their fucking palette that nice yet, because they got some people that just came in here today and gone tomorrow.
No, that's true. That's true.
You got a lot of people that just came here today and gone tomorrow. They won the competition show because the competition show is talking about, you know, it's what's good for TV. They're not necessarily talking about what's good for music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes it matches up with the music is good and what's good for TV and what's good for marketing you know what I mean, can win American Idol. Like somebody like Adele could probably would not have won
That's a
American
fact.
Idol
That's very true.
15 years
She
ago.
would not have won that. Absolutely not.
15 years ago. Even though I think she's great. I think she's one of the greatest
yeah, but
singers
she's
in
a
our
great-
generation.
Yeah, she's a
But like
she's an
they would have
excellent
made all
artist.
kinds of other decisions
Mhm.
to where like she would have been weeded out early
Yeah,
off of some fucking like
arbitrary
fucking
judging
like
of
standard of
standard. Yeah.
whatever they could feel like they could market.
Yeah.
You know, so I fucks with Dreamville. You know what I mean? I fucks with Spiller's Village and
That's
Black.
a dope name though. I like that.
Spiller's Village, bro.
It's a fire name.
They be rhyming, bro.
Yeah,
They be
it's a fire
all of
name.
them. Everybody that come under them just be like fucking. The shit just be pouring out of them, like bro. Like they just like they're built for this. This is like they were born for this, and it just comes so natural to these cats. The way they just like flow on the beat it and stumble and they come back and then just be like, I meant to do that on purpose, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So Black does that in his music too. You know, and it's more R&B ish rap than rap R&B. You know, we have these artists now that kind of float back and forth like your Drakes and stuff like that. You know, but it's a bit more melodic, but you know he's still kind of rhyming and you know kind of with the cadence of what would be kind of like a hip hop experience.
Yeah,
so
sure.
yeah, definitely rocking out to that Black, and of course that Fall Out Boy.
They gotta be legends.
Like for sure, like these yeah. I mean, I've been into them since forever.
Yeah, they've been around for a minute.
Yo, these cats is from Chicago, and man, Chicago. Shout out to Chicago. They like tons of music.
Chicago be pumping out artists
Out of whatever fucking genre you want, from house to rap to rock to soul. You know what I mean? Like, yo. This album is called So Much for Stardust, and they have the Stardust in they have the four, so much for kind of quote Stardust. So so it could be read as so much Stardust, or it could also be read as so much for Stardust. So Much for Stardust. It's another great freaking album. That Fall Out Boy put out, and it's like my wife spotted it. Like I said, the last album they put out.
Is she into that? Is she into that type of genre? Or she just kind of heard it just based on
what the thing is like Fall Out Boy is
pop rock, aren't they?
They're pop rock. They're back in when I was first into them back in the 90s. Not in the 90s, but like early 2000s, right? Early 2000s. It wasn't in the 90s, but it was coming out. They came out of that transition of like these Papa Roaches, these Alien Ant Farms, these All American Rejects. You know that was coming out around that time, and then so they came out. That's probably like early 2000s. I can't remember exactly, but when we say somebody has a formula to know what the people fucking want, regardless or not if she was into that genre of music, when you got the formula, when that shit hit, you still fuck with it. You still rock with it. You know what I mean? So it's like, so yes, she's into Fall Out Boy, as you know. I mean, probably not. You know, she don't go deep into the discography like I do, but she, it comes on. She won't even know it's them, but she knows the song.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just because of they got the fucking formula. What was the name of their first album? Let me try to see if I can see the discography, man. Like Fall Out Boy. You know, usually they freaking do the. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I see there's So Much for Stardust in parentheses, like you mentioned earlier.
Going all into awards. Okay, so the discography. Take This to Your Grave. So that's 2003.
That's what it looks like here. Yeah.
Take This to Your Grave, 2003.
Man,
what was a great album? They got several albums. Save Rock and Roll was amazing. American Beauty, American Psycho was a good album. actually it might have ended up being a great album to me, but I did not like it the first time I heard it. American Beauty, American Psycho. I did not like it the first time I heard it, and it grew on me. And then they're like, "Man, this shit is banging."
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know. But it took a second to grow. But they got me. They ended up getting me with it. And like I've been into their shit since forever. And now so much for starters. So now here's the thing. I made a similar criticism about Gorillaz a few weeks back when I was like, yo, I was listening to this album, I was fucking with it, you know, heavy for the weekend, but it ain't a great album because they didn't give me nothing new. They didn't expand themselves. So like, if you was into Gorillaz before, you're gonna get more of the same. I don't feel that same energy with Fall Out Boy because they still like, bro, it's hard to still be pumping out emo pop rock right now. Like that was a whole wave back then.
Yeah.
You had My Chemical Romance, you know what I'm talking about? You had freaking Panic at the Disco, you know what I'm talking about?
So a lot of bands that were popping.
A lot of emo pop rock stuff. And now you're still kind of leaning that way. But something feels fresh. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you. Gorillaz ain't hit it. They, you know, and find that ingredient. But Fall Out Boy did. You know what I mean? It's 2023. This is 20 years in the game.
Yeah.
2003 to 2023, 20 years in the game. And this shit still sounds fresh.
But this is what I was saying before about like some of these genres. You can exist in some of these genres forever though. Like some of these bands, it's like they can be around for 20, 30, 40, 50. I mean, if that's even possible.
Because
like,
of the genre.
Because of the genre, yeah. So people are always gonna have that type of feel, that type of loyalty, and that type of fealty, fealty to these type of genres. It's just only certain genres you can really be that relevant for that long.
Yeah. You know,
it kind of gives them an advantage, I think.
I was thinking something today. So this is total sidebar. I was listening to a Drake playlist, like the algorithm. I let the algorithm do it, like the best of Drake. When they come out with the best of Drake album, dog, when this nigga come out with that shit in like 15 years.
Drake got some fire.
Jesus Christmas.
Drake got some fire.
I was like, cause like I don't like Drake like that.
I never understood that.
I don't like Drake like that, but I was like, yo, this shit was going on for 2 hours.
Yeah, he got a lot of hits.
Bangers, just like
he got a lot of
bangers.
Hits. Another guy that's like that too is Chris Brown. People don't like them in the media, but as far as like musicians, like musical genius, entertainers, those guys are the best.
And like as much as we say we want to cancel somebody,
yeah,
like for example Chris Brown, or even whenever Drake got problematic or whatnot, or people saying, oh, he's like a not real rapper or whatever the fuck you want to say about them, they you go back and like, if y'all ain't really fuck with me, how am I doing these numbers?
Yeah, numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't fucking lie. Yo, this nigga has so many bangers. Dog. I was listening and I was listening to this song, and it's been it's been a while. I don't know if it's been years. I don't know when it came out. No, matter of fact, scratch that. That Take Care album.
Yeah, that was a good album. Take Care album was pretty good.
How many joints came off of that alone?
A lot of people said that's probably the best album he's ever had. Actually, I've heard a couple people say that.
You know what? I don't even know. Because I don't even be into Drake like that. So I don't even know the conversations that people really have about Drake like that. I just know every once in a while he's trending for some bullshit.
Some folks say Thank Me Later. Some folks say Take Care. It's really those two albums that I hear a lot of like people.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah. He got a lot of hits, man. He does.
That Marvin's Room. I'm like, and I don't even be remembering tracks like that, like in terms of like the name of tracks, you know what I mean? But I won't forget it. Marvin's Room, that song right there. It's just like, yo, it just gets you in that space. It's just like, even that song was like a freaking hit.
Some guys just got it, bro. Like, and Drake is just one of those guys. He just got it. He knows the formula.
He found the formula.
He found the formula. Him, Chris Brown, like those guys, they know, regardless how you feel about them, they know the formula. They got it.
Yeah, bro. So that's it. Them's the vibes.
Sir.
Check out that Fallout Boy. Check out that Black album. It's spelled, the B is a 6, 6 Lack. He
Yeah.
pronounces it Black. Check that joint out. Yeah, man, but that's it. That's all I got.
All right. So yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We covered a lot today. There's more we could have covered, but we covered quite a bit with the whole Jonathan Majors thing and with everything going on with that. Obviously adulting, it's a thing. And obviously, you know, the importance of work-life balance. That's always important to address and to try to get going in your life so that you have a healthy life after all of that.
Yeah, man. So that's a lot. I think that's it. That's mission accomplished.
Yeah, for sure. So hey, we see you guys next week. Stay safe.
Stay dangerous.
Right.
Why'd you say that? Right.
I don't know.
It's challenge day.